Morning. I'm Mary.
I'm Linda. Welcome to Pinky Moss Sisters in the Kitchen.
Yes, we're going to do something this morning. Linda's that I raised my kids on is something real.
Mama made a lot when we were kids, and it's goulash.
Yeah.
And we know that everybody's probably got their own version of it, but this is mine. So y'all bear with us, and we won't be making as much noise today as we did yesterday, unless you hear a little jingle bells jingle, because we're not doing mixers and stuff today.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna get this started, and Mary, I'm gonna get this cornbread mixed up real quick, and
you can just go ahead and start this. Okay.
So I just figured this would be good with a pan of cornbread. So I've got an egg here, and I've got my cornmeal and a little bit of flour, baking powder, and salt in here.
And I put some butter in my skillet, in my pan here that that we're gonna cook, that Linda's gonna cook the goulash in, and I'm just gonna kind of stir that butter around and kind of get it melted because I'm gonna put these onions in here.
And we got water heating back here for the macaroni, and we're not gonna cook it all the way, but we are gonna cook it a little bit before we mix it in with the goulash pan. So it's a beautiful day here.
It's gonna be a nice day, Linda.
It's gonna be a nice day, Christmas. It's gonna be warm. There's lots of Christmases that we've had air conditioners on, right, Mary?
Yes, yes.
It would be hot. But we got some more rain coming in next week, which may cool things down toward the end of the week.
And that would be all right too.
Yeah, it would. Especially when a lot of people gets in a house, it gets hot really quick, and you got the ovens going and the stoves going and everything. So I've got my skillet heating here, and I've got just some regular Crisco oil in it and a little bit of bacon grease. I'm gonna turn this burner up. My oven is on 425. Do we need to turn that up until it starts cooking? I cook my cornbread for 20 minutes at 425, and then I turn the heat up to 450 and cook it for another 5 minutes because I like my cornbread crispy. So, I had these burners on. These boilers are wonderful, but you have to preheat them, or at least I found out that it cooks faster if you preheat them. So, yours is starting to get hot now, right?
Right. Now, you got the water on back here?
I've got it on high, and it's almost to the boiling point. And once it gets to the boiling point, I get this cornbread in the skillet, we can switch places.
And I'm just sauteing some onions and butter, and then you'll be adding your meat in there.
Yeah, those onions always smell so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this burner down a little bit.
Okay,
I don't want that onion stuff brown.
Yeah, when it gets hot, it gets hot quick.
The pan was already hot.
So I want this oil smoking here.
Okay.
I know you can put it in cold or you can put it in hot, but you can put it in lukewarm.
Yes. If you put it in there lukewarm, your cornbread's gonna stick. At least that's what my
we've
experience.
always been heard. We've always heard that, and it really is true.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's good enough?
I do.
Go ahead and add the hamburger.
I think you need to go ahead and put the hamburger in there.
As soon as I get this cornbread in the oven, we'll switch
And about
places.
how much hamburger is it? About 1.5 pounds?
Yeah, it's about 1.5 pounds. Okay, I think my grease is ready. I try not to make too much, so this wouldn't be real thick, but when I make cornbread, I usually always tend to make more than I plan to.
Too.
Okay. Get that burner off. Get this in the oven. Set the timer.
I'll turn that down. I'll turn it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
And here's a wet washcloth over here, Mary, if you need that for anything.
We'll switch places,
Yeah.
and I'll get over here and
I'm just rinsing my dishes out real quick.
And this is, water's already boiling, so we're putting some macaroni in here. And
Can everybody hear us okay?
where we're talking loud enough. I'm just not, we're not gonna cook that macaroni but about 4 or 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Don't want it cooked long at
Yeah.
all, because it's gonna
Right.
finish cooking in here. You didn't add any salt and pepper
I have
to
not
this,
added
did you?
any spices to it, Linda.
Okay.
So, all I have in there is onion and brown meat. Now you use that 96 point,
Yeah, the
point
96 forward, that's what we buy. If you can get it, sometimes you can't find
That's
it,
true. There's been times I
but we're
couldn't
trying
find
to.
it.
I'm just adding salt and black pepper. Give a little
Double,
extra.
double dip on that pepper.
Okay, we're through with the butter, right? We
Yeah.
might need that for our
Yeah.
cornbread later.
Okay. Take this thing off.
Y'all aren't eating bread or not much. Linda's
Yeah.
not eating bread at all, are you?
Well, I've kind of cheated the last couple weeks since New York messed me up. Getting those sugar cravings again.
Did y'all eat bagels while y'all were upstairs?
Carla did.
Okay. I've
Carla.
never really been a fan of bagels.
She said, well, me neither, but Carl was saying their bagels was delicious.
Yeah.
With cream cheese.
Yeah.
Now, that's the only way, a few times in when we were traveling, I would get a bagel and put cream cheese on it, but I'm not a bagel fan.
I'm not either. Back in the day when airlines gave you a breakfast, when you were getting breakfast when you were traveling, one time they gave me a bagel with some cream cheese and jelly, and I ate it, but
Yeah.
it was just, we're used to biscuits or
Right,
croissants or something,
Right.
so it's a little bit different than what we have down here. I mean, we have bagels, it's just not something that our family grew up with them. Okay, we're starting to get this to going, and I'm going to use some of our chili mix here.
You know, I haven't made any
Have
chili.
you not used this?
No, I have
I
not.
love this.
I
I opened it and put tape back on it, and now I can get it up. Open.
I may make a little bit, in the next week or two. I've been thinking about making some chili.
See how red it is? It's so
Oh, yeah.
pretty.
That is pretty color for chili powders.
Now, I know this is not chili that we're making.
Is that more than just chili powders though, isn't it? It's got
It's got other
spices.
spices.
Yeah,
in it.
that's
Yes,
what I
it
thought.
does. I'm sure it's got paprika and probably garlic and several
Yeah.
other things in it. And some people make chili mac,
Yeah.
which this might
Right.
kind of be between goulash and chili
Yeah,
mac because
yeah.
I'm putting chili powder in it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to put some chili powder.
I made all kind of things like that with hamburger and noodles when my kids were smaller.
Back in the day, Mary, we didn't have Hamburger Helper.
No.
Or at least if we had
Right.
it, if the grocery store sold it, we didn't get it.
No, Mama just mixed up
Yeah.
things, and that's how we both learned. They just mix hamburger with all kind of things to make a meal. You get noodles and rice, pasta, any kind of pasta or rice to put in hamburger meat and put different spices, and you got a meal.
And you can make it so many different ways.
That's right.
Like you make a lot of casseroles with cheese
Yeah,
and everything
I
in
do.
them. But this is not something that you have to cook in the oven. This is just
Right,
a one-pot meal
right.
here. And if you've cooked your macaroni in here, you actually wouldn't have to have a one pot.
Right.
But I wanted to cook mine just a little bit.
It'll cook faster if you do your pasta separate.
Oh, and I wanted to mention something.
What's that?
I don't know if y'all ever noticed it or not, but I'm gonna get this package out of the cabinet up here. These are little packages, and I like the small shell macaroni. How much do you pay for a package of small shell macaroni in the pasta aisle? Do you know?
Probably about $1.25.
For a small one or for a bigger one?
I just buy them in the boxes.
This is 7 ounces.
So
Do you know how much
I
this
think
is
it's
in
7 ounces
Walmart?
in it.
In the Hispanic aisle. I'm gonna give y'all a little tip. 27 cents.
Are you serious? In the Hispanic aisle?
The Hispanic aisle pasta is so much cheaper that if you
Now, I
buy
think
it
it's
in
$1.25 or could be more than that. I can't remember exactly. But I know
27 cents for this package.
that's a great price.
So if you're looking to get small packages of pasta, they're small packages, but, and you don't wanna pay $79, $89, $1 or whatever they are in the other, and it's good, I've used it for years. And something else I wanted to mention,
What's that?
I don't know if I should mention this or not, but I am. We don't watch news like we did for a long time when Mike kept news on 24/7, literally like the drove me nuts, because he kept news on so much. Well, every once in a while on my phone, there'll be something that catches my eye on my news feed, not on Facebook, on my phone news. So I saw this article the other day. I don't know if I should mention the news person's name or not, but she was on, I think she's on NBC, and she was talking about, and she's not, you know, I don't know how old the woman is, but I'm sure she's at least in her 40s, about her not knowing how to cook. And she said that she had, some of you may have read this, that she had been around in the, you know, where they cook on the TV and they have chefs come in, but it was all done for her. And the difference in there's a plate over there if you need something. Set that in, or if you want to just pour it in here.
Are you
I'm
ready
not
to put your
quite
tomatoes
ready.
in there?
I'm gonna
Okay.
put the tomatoes.
I
and
just
stuff
turned the
in here.
burner off and it's still boiling,
Okay.
so it'll be okay.
I'm gonna add my tomatoes. This is just a can of chopped tomatoes. I mean, they were whole tomatoes. I chopped them. And then this is a can of tomato puree. Get this out of here. I use tomato puree a lot. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
It's the pure stuff, and it has a lot of flavor. I'm splattering this all over. I think I splattered it on my glasses. Mary, would you rinse this can out for
sure
me,
will.
please? So anyway, she said at her age that she was about to start learning how to cook. And that she had, you know, she's been around all these famous chefs that's been on TV shows and everything. And you know what the first thing I thought about?
What?
Honey, you don't need a chef to teach you how to cook. You need a cook
Yeah.
to teach you how to cook. A real, not putting down on chefs or professional training, but you know, it was just something I thought of that I thought was funny. That you know,
Somebody who has experiment, not
Yeah,
just following a
experience,
recipe. Somebody that's done it more than once.
so I'm gonna add my spices in here. I just thought it was funny when I read that the difference in not to put down on education at all. I know there's a lot of great famous chefs that cook wonderful. I mean, we have a second cousin that's a chef.
I know, and he's going everywhere cooking for people.
But we grew up around real cooks. So
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, and this is, I didn't use quite the whole package, but this is not quite done yet, so it'll be that pasta. And we wanted it to be like this because we wanted to finish cooking in here. So we've got, don't that look good?
It does.
We've got onion, tomato puree, and we may add a little bit more water if it starts to get really thick. And we got that pan of cornbread in the oven to go with it. We'll taste it for seasoning in a little bit. So I'm going to move some of this stuff around, and then we can go over there and sit if we want to. This is, it's starting to cook. I'm going to turn this down. Oh my goodness.
You need paper towel?
You talk about you making a mess, Mary. My goodness.
Well, I mean, some things that just, when you cook, that's
You just can't help it. It just, sometimes you just make it. See, this is already, that's one reason I wanted it in this pot and not in a skillet. I wanted it room to keep from splattering out.
Right.
And I think, whoa, it's really going to town.
You got a lid?
Yep, I do. Is that it over there?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna add a little. Yeah, this is like spaghetti sauce. This is crazy. All right, let me add a little bit of water to this. Oh, people laughing at me.
Well, goodness, you know, I guarantee you it's happened to everybody. Anybody that's cooked, they've had spills or splatters is more or less like it.
I think I had in the recipe to add a lot more water than I
Oh,
did.
is that right?
So I'm gonna put some more in here. You know, we may even wind up adding some more because it needs a little bit of juice in it for that macaroni to finish cooking anyway.
Yeah. It'll soak it up.
And I want juice for my cornbread too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'll move this out of your way. Move this away. Oh, that's trash.
That's okay.
Forget it.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. This up, and we'll taste that for seasoning after it's cooked just a bit. So, since we're not doing a whole lot of cooking today, maybe we can take some questions.
Okay.
Yeah, one question is they wanted to know how y'all's lunch was yesterday.
It was delicious. Absolutely delicious. I eat more than what I have eaten in a long time. It was so good. The chicken, corn, green beans, all of it was just delicious. Those sweet potato pies probably was my favorite. Because I like sweet potatoes.
I do too.
I like sweet potato pies better than I do pumpkin pies.
I do too.
They were
I've
delicious.
always preferred sweet potato to pumpkin.
Yeah.
To pumpkin.
It was really good, and I went home and made me a list exactly what we're gonna have for our Christmas on the 1st of January. 1st of January is when we're actually having our family get together. We're gonna have our siblings get together on December the 31st, and that we're just gonna have hors d'oeuvres and hot tamales. Linda has got us some hot tamales
I've got
ordered.
8 dozen ordered.
And my sister-in-law, Linnell, she's going to make us her Spanish rice. I have made that. I think I might have made it on camera one day. But she has a knack. She makes the best Spanish rice. So I called her up and I said, would y'all come a little early and make it and make the Spanish rice? I have all the supplies if you'll make it for us. And she said, sure, she sure would. So
That's gonna be good.
oh yes.
And then you're making some dip too, right?
And I'm making some dip. You know what? I've got oh, I can't even think of the name of it, but it's like a chili dip. It's a dip. I made it for the ladies. I made a several dips for the ladies Christmas, and that was one of them. But it was, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was a chili. It was a chili dip. It was really good. I may make one of those
That sounds
to
good.
kind of go along with our rice and tamales.
And we've gotten several more cards, right, Mary?
Yes.
And we need to show this.
Yes. Went to the post office and we got, and the card, there wasn't a card in there for saying who this is from.
Okay.
But one of our nice friends on line
Isn't pretty?
sent us a Count Your Blessings sweatshirt.
We always try to end
Yeah.
with that.
That's our motto, is count your blessings. And y'all have picked up on that and given us several things with count your
Yes,
blessings.
and we love
That
that.
is so sweet of y'all. So thank y'all, whoever was. Maybe y'all can text us and let us know who sent this, because it came straight from where she had ordered it.
So thank you again very much. And more cards too.
Right, and we got some more cards, and also we got Lynn Atwood. I remember that, and I forgot to bring it to Linda. We'll show it another time. Send us some plaque with Count Your
With Count Your
Blessings.
Blessings.
And I said, when I opened that, I said, you followers, y'all watch, y'all know us, y'all are learning us so well, because on the one that Lynn sent us, it's my colors, and the one they sent to
What's
you
my
is your colors.
That's so sweet.
That was so sweet of you, Lynn.
It
Thank you.
touches us because y'all y'all take such care and consideration
I
and
know, and to
doing
think it
this.
through, and I appreciate that. And then we got another plaque that said, a little plaque about this big. It says, "Count your blessings." And also, we'll have to let you know, I took it out of the house.
Well, Mary had an early appointment this morning, and
I left the house before 7 o'clock.
we were
6:30.
supposed to be at her house today, but because she had the appointment and not knowing when she was going to get out, we decided to do it
Right,
here.
so I forgot some things because I left the house so early this morning.
Not trying to sound ungrateful or
No.
anything. And for those of you who don't know, where we, this is kind of our motto, count your blessings, is because during some really, really difficult times in our life when we were growing up with Daddy sick and after he died and everything, Mama, I mean, she taught
She
us.
stressed to us.
It didn't matter how low a time that we had, and we do talk about it, and we do reminisce. We do more with each other than we do as a group with our brothers, other than what we've shared on here with our sweet friends, telling Mama's story. But we had some hard times.
Yeah, we did. We did.
But Mama would not let us dwell on them. And she always taught us it didn't matter how little, and we never went hungry. I want to stress that. If there was anything as food stamps and not
We didn't
knocking
have it.
anything, that
No.
anybody that gets them at all, they're there for a purpose. But as far as I know, there was nothing like that back then.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Which if there had been, they wouldn't have took them.
Mama couldn't understand the thought of anybody helping us in any way. She just didn't like it at all.
I remember, and it seems like I'm rambling, going from one thing to the other, but I remember after our house burnt, one of the organizations tried to bring some stuff to Daddy, and Daddy wouldn't take it.
Daddy wouldn't take it. That's the truth.
He said there was people that needed it worse than we did,
Yeah.
and we had just lost everything we had in the fire.
Right.
But he knew that we had a place to sleep,
Right.
and that we wasn't going to be,
Yeah,
you know,
he just
out in the
immediately
cold.
built us a
Right.
house. Yeah.
But I think one reason I do not like cold food, and when I say I don't like cold food, I don't like cold food that's supposed to be hot. If it's hot, I want my food hot. Do you remember? Because we went home for school for lunch. So some days that there was no money for school lunches, and maybe Mama didn't have anything to make us a sandwich on. But do you remember us taking cold fried potato sandwiches for lunch?
That, and we would, she would fix us a biscuit with egg on it and mustard.
And mustard.
That's because we didn't have mayonnaise.
That's what we had
We
for
sat
lunch.
around under the tree out there
And
in
ate our
high
lunch.
school.
Yes.
In high school.
We were in high school. We
In
were
high
not
school.
kids.
Because Daddy was in the hospital. And we would sit around the group and we'd pull out our biscuit with mustard and egg on it and eat it for lunch. We sure did.
We did. So we're always very thankful. And Mama taught us, you don't ever feel sorry for yourself. You are thankful for what you've got. And that was instilled in us from a very early
I guess I was kind of that way too, because when Daddy first got sick, and we didn't have any money for lunch at all, and I worked in the cafeteria. Do you remember that in high school?
And that's how you got your lunch. Was
Yeah,
working in the
but
cafeteria.
I'm telling you, that was I can remember, I didn't do it very long. That was the hardest thing in the world for me to do because I felt like that everybody thought that I was poor, and I never felt that way before.
No, we never felt
And
like we were
you know
poor.
what I've done? They would let me out of class a little bit early because I'd go down and wipe the tables off before the people came in to eat. That's what I done. And then after the kids would get up and eat, I'd wipe the tables off. But I felt so low class. I did. And I didn't do it long. I told Mom I'd do it without something to eat. I'm not doing that no more. And it wasn't that I didn't want to work. I just didn't want people looking at me like I was poor. I didn't want that tag on me.
That's because we were,
Yeah,
we were instilled in.
Because most of the people that was on that, well, they were poor. And I did never classify myself as being poor. And it hurt my pride so bad, I could not do it very long.
I'm going to check my cornbread.
And I think I must have been the only one who done that. Was I? Because you didn't work in the
Not,
cafeteria.
I did in elementary school.
In
but-
elementary we did, but the reason we did it in elementary was because Mother was she
Yeah.
was a supervisor in the cafeteria, and we just did it because she needed help. So, but
I remember that I was, I'll wait till I get back over there so people can hear me.
anyway, I guess we just got a lot of pride. You know, the Bible says your pride comes before a fall.
Well, you were at the age, Mary, that was,
It was-
you know, it was something important
yeah.
to you, but
I don't mean to have that kind of pride,
No.
but I guess
I was the cashier at Nettie Marshall and took the kids' money when I was in the 4th grade. And I sat on a really high stool because I couldn't even see over the counter. And I made change and knew every kid's name in school, which and most everybody did anyway.
Yeah.
But I loved doing that, but it wasn't because I had to.
I know, that's why, it's a
I
difference.
like
when you
doing
have to,
it, yeah.
it makes a difference in when you just
Yeah.
do it because you want to.
And I want to say this too, just so y'all will make sure that y'all are not taking what Mary said the wrong way. We have been taught ever since we were big enough to know what a nickel or a quarter was. There is our daddy, in fact, it's in Mama's book. All work is honorable
Yeah.
as long as it's honest. So whatever your job is, don't ever let anyone make you feel any different. Because if people are working and making a living for their family,
I know.
but I mean, I'm not
I know,
knocking
I
what
know.
you said because you were a teenager.
Yeah, I was a teenager. I was in high school.
And Mary was, she was very popular in school. Not popular like
Well, I loved
the
everybody.
secular world
No,
would consider
I just loved
popular,
everybody,
like
yeah.
no cheerleaders or anything like that. But everybody knew Mary. Everybody did. In fact, they knew all of us, but
Of course.
the funeral home was right across the school from the high school, and there were a bunch of kids
Kids that on the lunch hour went over
that
to the
come over to the funeral home. Yes, a bunch
Yeah.
of kids.
Yeah.
And we were in high school. Charles had already graduated, but you were a senior and I was a junior, right?
Mhm.
And Edward was he a sophomore?
I
He
think
wasn't a freshman. He had to be a
I-
sophomore.
yeah.
Yeah, he had to be in. That's just my oven bumping up. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that subject, but if you're struggling with anything, or you know somebody that's struggling, and maybe you don't have the job you want, or you're not making enough money to make ends meet, keep doing what you're doing and look
Yes.
for something else or
Yes.
look for a supplement. Mary and I both have worked 2 and 3 jobs at one time in our life many times.
Right.
Many times we
Right.
have.
You know, I was just thinking about on one of our videos when we first started, we was talking about different things that Mother had done for people, like the Holloways that she did the little dresses for, and we were just telling what all Mother had done for them, and
Right.
and different things, and somebody made a comment that we acted like we were better than anybody else. Well, let me tell you, that is not the way we were.
No.
You know, we're not portraying we had everything we wanted.
No,
by no
we didn't.
means. We love to help people. We love to do things for people.
And Daddy was the same way. I've heard Mama say many times that he sold fish. We would drive through. They called it peddling, is what they called it.
Yeah.
He would, produce or fish or whatever he had, he would drive through neighborhoods and everybody knew him as Mr. Cecil. And people would come out to his truck and buy watermelons or produce or whatever it was, or fish, whatever he was selling. And the ice cream truck would drive through the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And there would be little kids would just flock around the ice cream truck. And I've heard Mama say that, and she said Cecil, Daddy would see a couple of little kids over to the side. He would get out of his truck and go over and hand them money to buy, put money in their hands so they could buy an ice cream.
Well, you know, there was a man there in Nacogdoches that peddled tamales. You remember?
Yes, yeah.
He would come around in big old tin can about this tall lid, and he would have hot tamales in there, and he would peddle them down the road. I guess that's why people made money, you know.
Well,
They just-
it was kind of, I guess it would be kind of parallel to street vendors
Yes,
today, like in
yes.
big cities.
But they would go down neighborhoods.
Right, they would go
and
around
sell it.
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Y'all ate street food when y'all were in New York, right, Linda?
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah.
So it or,
So that's-
or a food truck. So
Right,
it was
yeah.
back in the day. It would be kind of
Yeah.
comparable.
But
to
they
that.
just they would
You
come
want me to get
down
this
our
out?
come down our road and
look at it
we
and see it. It
knew
looks like it's
the
dark
kind of
around.
truck and when they would be coming through. We never had the money to buy the hot tamales every time they came through,
Oops.
but
Yes.
pretty regular we would buy them because Pinky Paul and Daddy always felt like that we were helping them. That's the way he looked at it. Not that we was, of course, they were good. They were good tamales.
Don't nobody touch that skillet. It's hot.
But we all, that's the way, and you know what, Linda, I feel that way today. When somebody's selling something, I feel like I need to buy something to help them out.
Yeah,
I
do
feel
too.
that way.
I do too.
I feel that way today when somebody, you know, Aunt Laverne, she always, when we stay with her, there was one particular time that I opened her top drawer. She sent me in there to get something, and I opened her top drawer, and Linda, that drawer was full of Avon stuff. Just all kinds
my
of
goodness.
soaps and just everything to work with Avon. And I asked Aunt Laverne, I said, why have you got all that Avon in there? She says, well, it's always good to have something handy if a birthday comes up or somebody comes to see me or something and it's a special occasion. And there was somebody, I think it was somebody in her church that sold Avon. So she said she just always tried to help them out. And then when she had had a need for a gift, she had Avon. So I guess we kind of get our stuff
Given.
yeah, from our aunt did that too.
And you remember when, right after Mom and Daddy first got married, and Daddy was fiercely independent. I think about Renee and your kids and grandkids, how independent they are. And I told Renee this the other day. I said, you may not realize this now, but this is not something that just happened to you. This is in your blood, in your DNA, to be so independent.
She's such a good worker. She has helped me
She
so much.
is. Do we have any more questions?
Someone asked if y'all used to heat your house with the oven.
Yes. Part of it. It wasn't the only way.
In really cold winters, we had a space heater. We never had a fireplace in our house except one little rental house that we rented. Daddy rented when he was fishing on the
We'd have
river.
froze to death that fireplace.
Yeah, we would have been that one though. There was no heat there.
I mean,
We
it
had a
was
cold little
house.
burner that we cooked on. Mama cooked on. But on really cold days, Mama would hook up quilts in the open space where there wasn't a door. It was just like an open space into the next room to close off the main living, the kitchen and the dining room and where we cooked and ate. And she would hang up a quilt and she would open the oven.
Hey, I've done that since I was married.
And
And I
let the
did
heat
that
come
when I
out.
younger. When Bobby and I first got married, the place we lived had butane. And we ran out of butane before we got it filled up, and it was between paychecks, and we couldn't fill that tank. We was young. We didn't know, I didn't know nothing about butane. You know, it was just a young married couple. And we ran out of heat, and I want you to know one thing. I knew what my mama done. I started hanging quilts up, and I turned the electric stove on and opened the door and
Well,
for heat
you
till we got
definitely,
butane.
you can definitely
Yeah.
have some heat in
Yes,
the
you
house
can.
doing that.
Yes, you can.
Anybody else asking questions?
I can't remember right this
Okay.
minute. Sorry, I'm doing like 4 or 5 things.
And they're having, are they hearing us okay
Can they
today?
hear us okay?
Some of them can't. Some of them can.
We're trying to talk loud.
Yeah, it's, we're gonna have to get some new mics is what we're gonna have to do. Hopefully after Christmas we'll get, things a little organized more.
Several people have asked about where they can get your merchandise, like cookbooks, aprons. They've asked about those kind of things.
Okay.
Okay, we have a website. It's www.pinkymallskitchen.com. And that's our new website, and that's where you go to buy our merchandise, which is aprons, cups, and cookbooks right now. We're looking into getting some more, but right now, if the aprons that we have on, these is on our website, and we have cups. What do you grab
And
one of
gift cards. Don't forget.
and gift cards, yes.
Come on,
We-
grab one of the kids'
okay.
aprons and show
We
them.
have gift cards in increments of $25, and that you can purchase to buy memberships with, to where the recipes are. If you join our membership page, it's $5.99 a month, and you get from 12 to 14 recipes a month, and some other exclusive content we put on there also. So if we've had several people say they would like to buy someone a subscription, and to do that, go buy a gift card.
Not one of our gift cards.
Not one of our gift cards? No. Okay.
They have to buy a Visa gift card.
Okay, they buy a Visa gift card. But how do they do that? How do they get it from our website, the $25? Oh, you're talking about gifts. Is that what you're talking about?
No, you said if you want to gift a membership. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
You don't buy one of our gift cards
Oh, you
to
don't?
gift a membership. No.
Well, how do you do that?
You have to buy a Visa gift card,
Buy a Visa gift card
and then you can gift
and then gift.
that, and they can sign in with that gift card and use a gift card to pay for their membership.
Okay, so did y'all hear Linda say that? That if you want to buy a subscription for somebody, you buy a Visa card, a gift card, and go online on our members page and sign up. And then when you give it to that person, you have to give them the password, and then they can change it to their own password. Is that correct, Linda?
No.
See, I don't know nothing about that, Linda. Let me tell them. I don't know how that works. Tell them.
They just give them the gift card, and then they can purchase. They can go sign in.
They do it themselves. They
Yes.
sign in themselves. Okay. Well, I had that mixed up. That's why I'm not in charge of doing the website. I don't know how to do it. So whatever Linda just told you, that's what you do. If you want to gift a membership to someone,
And scratch the kid's apron.
you couldn't find it.
No, I know where it's at, but Mike has got boxes on top of it, and I
Okay.
didn't want to move all of that.
We also have kids' aprons, and
They're
they're
red.
red. They're red. Our aprons are pink. We do have some white ones like this too. But when you
Unlimited supply.
unlimited a supply of the white ones. If you want an apron and you don't specify pink or white, then you're going to get a pink. But if you specify white, and
Mary, they are made different than these.
the white is made a little bit different. Yes, they're not as wide. They're not as wide like this, and also it has the what kind of string do you call that, Linda? It's adjustable. It pulls
I don't know what it's called.
It's a drawstring. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The white ones has a drawstring, and they're a little bit longer and a little bit thinner wise. The white ones. But these are the way our pink ones are. We tried when we first started doing this. We went with a different company, and we had that apron and also a beige one, but we don't have that anymore. We went with a different company.
I think this is done.
Okay.
I don't want to overcook it.
All right.
And
And Christmas, I know y'all, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So this is, I was thinking about this morning, I get my days mixed up, and I was thinking that today was Christmas Eve, and I was going to tell Linda Christmas Eve gift this morning.
I've already been thinking
That was
about
something
that.
we always did as kids. Our uncle had a store right down the road from us, and we could not wait to run down there and tell Uncle Fred, it was Pinky Mall's brother, Christmas Eve gift, because he'd give us a piece of candy if we said that to him. I remember I was down there one time, and I hated to say it because I knew he'd give me candy, and I had went down there to get something, and I got it to come to the counter, and he said, "Is that all you want?" And I said, "Yes, that's all I want." And he said, well, weren't you supposed to ask for something? I said, no. And he said, well, this is Christmas Eve. And I said, yes. And I knew that he was wanting me to say it. Because he wouldn't give it to you unless you said it. So I'd say Christmas Eve gift, and he would, he'd say, all right. He'd reach under the counter and give me a piece of candy, give to me.
I'm gonna take up, do we have any more questions? We haven't been on quite an hour, but.
I think we need to clarify about the gift cards because there's been several people say something. You can buy gift cards for items from PinkyMalls.com. You just cannot pay for membership with the gift card.
Okay. Well, see, I didn't even understand that myself. So did everybody understand? On the gift cards, you can buy cookbooks and aprons or whatever with our gift cards on our website, but you can't gift a gift card for a membership.
You can't pay for the membership, with the gift card from Pinky Malls.
Okay. So the gift cards on Facebook and Ingram's is only for merchandise, is that right? Okay. I hope I got that right. I'm sorry I messed up and said something wrong.
Do you want me to serve so you can sit down?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot, Linda.
Well, fix her a smaller one. Linda,
Let Linda have this one.
You want spoon? You want to eat
A
it with a
spoon,
spoon?
please, yeah. Just give me about half that much, Linda.
Now,
I don't know if
I'd probably put a little bit more juice in here than some people might do. You could add more macaroni if you want it, but I wanted some juice to soak up the cornbread. So that's why I need to get us a napkin too.
Thank you, Linda. Did you get a picture of this?
Butter.
I just take a half piece of cornbread. That cornbread looks good, you know.
Thank you. I love cornbread.
I do too.
You used to eat cornbread and milk
I do.
after cornbread,
Yes,
after
yes.
with the leftover cornbread.
See how good it is? I can see it from
Mhm.
there. Okay.
So was it any other questions?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
When you ask me, my brain goes blank, and then I remember later.
We're trying to get you to do too many things, Linda. Thank you for taking this up.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jesus,
Yeah,
for this
thank you,
food.
Lord.
And we'll taste it and see what we think. I like to put my cornbread in mine.
Well, I like it in there too.
There's butter if y'all want butter in yours.
You sure make good cornbread.
Thank you. You do too. We make ours a little different, but
Yeah.
they're both delicious.
Yeah.
Hot.
Mm-hmm. It's delicious. Very, very good, Linda.
Thank you.
Very good.
It's different.
Yeah,
you know,
it's good.
You
It's
get
good.
tired of cooking the same thing day in, you know, you have tacos on Tuesday, pizza on Friday night, you know, a roast or something big over the weekend, and you get tired of having the same things all the time, and this is just something different, and it's not
very
a whole
good.
lot of trouble.
It's very good.
So,
And like I said, they could use any kind of pasta or even rice.
they could use any
Yeah.
kind of pasta, they could use rice. If they wanted to add a can of beans to it, they could add a can of beans to it. You know, whatever your fancy is. This is
Right.
just the way that I like it. Kind of the way Mama used
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah,
Hers
it's
might have
really
been a
good.
little thicker than this.
Yeah.
But well,
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all joining us. And don't forget to count your blessings. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas. And we will actually be on, we're not going to be live Wednesday, but there will be a video up Wednesday.
right.
The video will be on there at 10 o'clock on Wednesday of next week.
And then we'll be live Friday afternoon. We don't have the exact time yet, but we will try to get that posted. And we'll be live part of the day
Saturday.
Saturday.
That's our family Christmas, yes.
And Mary, I want to remind everybody, when you're watching our videos, like them. If you don't mind, press the like button and share us with your friends.
Yes.
We don't stress that a lot anymore, but make sure when you're sharing this page, not someone else's page. Share this page with your friends and we appreciate every one of y'all, and we want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Stay safe.
Yes.
Be well. Make sure you're aware, when you're around large crowds with the sickness and everything, be careful with that. And
Yes.
we want to see y'all all back here next year
Yes.
and next week and
Yes.
from a long time to come. We want to see y'all back because we love y'all. We really do.
We really do. We love y'all, and bye. We'll see you on Friday next week in person and video on Wednesday.
Yes. Be sure to count your blessings and be kind to someone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.